Playing some Ultima 3 Exodus. Classic game. Uh, one of Richard Garriott's finest. And here's a little start screen that you get after the load in. But you're not going to play because, frankly, it makes a terrible sound. It's going to do your ears and your headphones a favor. So we're going to go ahead and yes, from the depths of hell he comes for vengeance. Now we're going to go ahead and set up the party here. I have a few already. Set up some new ones. So we're going to disperse the party. And one key here is everything's done with the keyboard. So hope you like keyboard controls. This is not the NES one. NES one is very, very different. In fact, in many ways, it's superior because, for one reason, it's got music. This one does not. But we'll play this for a little bit. Let's see here. We'll make a couple of characters. Oh, dang it. Yeah. Where am I at here? So 6 through 9. Okay. So let's see here. We're going to go with the name. We're going to go with, let's see here. The first one's going to be a paladin, so obviously. Let's see here. So just flip a coin on this. It doesn't really matter. Alright, there we go. We're going to go human. And we're going to go with a paladin, as I said. Now, with a paladin, you're going to want, intelligence is going to be your dump stat. You start with 50 points. Nothing could be higher than 25. Now, paladin essentially acts as a half a fighter, half a cleric. So their maximum MP is equal to half their wisdom. In terms of weapons, they can use most weapons. They can use most armors. Let's see here. Paladin can use up to bow +4, like a fighter. While they don't have any kind of evasion or steal or disarm, they do get the the prayers. Now their best armor is only plate, and fighter goes all the way up to plate +2. So that's your difference. There is a fighter gets to wield better armor. But that being said, that's going to be okay because we're really just, the armor doesn't really matter. Everyone could use exotics, and our paladin's going to mainly be using ranged weaponry. So, we're going to give them a good strength score. So yeah, let's give them a moderate strength score. Go moderate dex. Dump stat wisdom. Give them moderate wisdom. Dump stat intelligence. Give them moderate wisdom. Alrighty. It's okay. We'll be able to level these up later. But not in the way you think. Grinding monsters is not is not going to level up your stats. It's only going to increase your hit points. But we're going to just go with that. Okay, now we're going to create a character. Go with number 7. Now this one we want an elven thief. So we're going to Steely the Thief. Male elf type thief. Alright. Thief can use bows. Can't use the bow +4. They can use regular bows. They can get up to leather armor. That said, intelligence and wisdom make no difference to the thief. It could be as low as you want. We'll just set it at 5 and be done with it. So we'll split the remaining 20 between strength and dexterity. You know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna recreate that character. I want that higher dexterity. The reason we go with human for paladin is paladin, you're going to want good strength, dexterity, and wisdom, and the only race that really provides that is are humans. You know, they go up to 75 in each one. Fuzzies could get a high dex and intelligence, which, while good, you know, that's not going to help with the wisdom. And bobbits, while they can get a decent strength and a fantastic wisdom, their dexterity is unfortunately limited, which is a bit strange for what is ostensibly a hobbit. But you know, humans are across the board could get up to 75 in each stat, and since their paladin's going to want 3 stats at 75, yeah, we're going to go with that. I mean, I guess on the other hand, could have made a dwarf. Dwarf could go up to 99 strength. They're only limited in their intelligence, so it would have been kind of 6 1, half dozen of the other, honestly. But yeah, I'm going to stick with the human. So I'll go maximum dexterity. Right now, your maximum, like I said, is 25. So we're going to go with Steely. Okay, let's see here. Yep. So these will tell you everything you need to know. This will tell you gender, race, class, and condition, and then of course the name. So we're going to go with character number 8. All right, number 8. We're gonna make a cleric. Okay, I have Healy the cleric. It's gonna be a guy. Cleric's going to want high wisdom. They could wear a certain amount of armor. They can also use a melee weapon, but that's it. They can only go up to mace. Well, they could go up to exotics. Once again, everyone could get to exotics. But as a result, we could just go with Bobbit. Type of cleric. Want that wisdom at 25. Intelligence could be 5. So I'll say give us 10 in the other 2 stats. Okay, yes. Alright. Then lastly, let's see here. Yep. Now we're at 9. So 9. I have Casty. Female. Let's see here now. In terms of wizards, I said you want high intelligence. There's only one group. Oh, there's a little buzz. Accidentally fat fingered that. But only one race got the. Only one race has the high intelligence. It's going to be the fuzzy. Which, if you look at the manual, that's essentially an Ewok. That's essentially an Ewok. So that's, you know, which is an interesting story. We'll have plenty of time to look at that. Alright, so in terms of stats, the only stat that really matters is intelligence. Strength and wisdom could both be dump statted. So they're not going to be really engaging in melee, or at least not, you know, I mean, if they run into, you know, a difficult fight, maybe, but it shouldn't be. Alright, so got 45 left. Okay, wisdom would be 5 points, so it gives us 40, so we'll go 15. Dex, 25 intelligence, wisdom 5. Okay, yep, and there we go. Okay, now we're going to form a party. Now this is where the fun starts. You have to remember what numbers everyone is, and you have to put them in the right order. So loads of fun there. Alright, so we're going to now go back to the main menu. Because, you know, that's not a, you know, what you've organized the party, but that means absolutely nothing. What do you think this is? A gold box game where you can just immediately jump into the adventure? No, not at all. Well, if you want to go back to the title screen, you absolutely can. So we're going to start our journey. Okay, as you can see now, dark secret of Ultima 3 is that everything's in real time. There's only one way to pause the game. That's to fire up the stats, and where it says, well, it starts with a Z because you hit Z for stats, because obviously stats, whatever. But however they want to call that, very cute. Anyway, while it's waiting for this input, the game is not progressing. So we could go over a couple of items to begin with. So you're gonna see, here's the world. You're gonna be seeing, you're gonna see various terrains, and terrains are going to obscure line of sight. Now, I mean, you might look at this and say, "Wow, this looks a lot like, kind of a, imagine like an ancient version of Dragon Quest, like Dragon Quest One, but even more primitive." And yeah, you're going to see a lot of similarities between this and Dragon Quest. Um, except of course for the fact that you have four character party. Now, Ultima 1 and 2, you had one character in the on the adventure, and so then it really did look like closer to Dragon Quest. But here you have a four character party, and you're going to be engaged in tactical combat. Um, so, boy, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it's probably closest to the Gold Box games in that aspect, but yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, this is most NES RPGs are going to leave the tactical combat behind in the various role playing games. Now, granted, it's not very complicated tactical combat, but it's there nonetheless. Like I said, so anyway, you hit Z, you're going to pause the game. Now we're going to look at these. Look at the character screen. Like I said, you start with. You get your name, then your condition. There's four conditions: good, poison, dead, and ashes. Um, Good is just the natural state, nothing wrong. Poison is a constant drop every tick. Um, you're going to lose some hit points. Usually one hit point, sometimes two. You're going to see, if you run out of hit points, you are dead, indicated by D. I have seen a bug where you've been marked as dead, but you still have a handful of hit points left in there. Well, that's just the way it goes. You're still dead. Um, and the only way to get back from dead is to be resurrected, and if you're unfortunate when you resurrect, you'll be turned to ash. And if you're turned to ash, it just requires a more expensive resurrection, but all character progression is done on a per character basis. So I have a number of higher level characters that have significant amounts of gold and experience and pirate ship and everything else, and they're not and their character advancement. Um, they've gone through a couple of dungeons, but instead of like some global flag being set that you've gone through that dungeon, instead at the bottom of the dungeon you get marked with a brand, and it takes you a couple of knocks a couple of hit points off. Um, right now it'd be a significant problem, but once you have a few levels under your belt, it's no big deal. It's 50 or 100. Um, Not a big deal once you have some levels, but that brand is literally branded upon your character, and if your body gets turned to ash, you get brought back. Guess what's not there anymore? That's right, the brand. If your character gets ashed, bring them back, and now you gotta head back into every dungeon you cleared and re-clear them and redo all that crap. Now this might sound like a pain in the ass. Yeah, it is a pain in the ass, but it's just an interesting bit of vermicillitude that Richard Garriott loved to throw into his games. So I say loved. He may still continue to love doing so. He's still with us, after all, and don't know if he's still making games or not. So we're going to go ahead and we can go ahead and look at our stat screen. By the way, besides the condition, you see the gender, race, class. You have your magic points right here, right next to that. Then you have your level, then you have your hit points, and how much food you have. When you run out of food, if you will lose hit points every tick. Being poisoned out of food, I don't think you can heal through that. I think you'll be fighting a losing battle at that point. Either way, food's pretty cheap. 1 gold equals 1 food. Um, so you're going to see, for instance, the paladin is going to have. I see my mouse isn't showing up. That's fantastic. All right, so for paladin, for instance, you see that we have. For all characters, we have the same hit points, same food. Okay. When you level up, it takes 100 experience points to level up. Um, you gain experience points by killing a monster. Each character gains experience points by killing a monster. There is no party XP. The only way to level up your character is once again is to kill a monster. If Which makes leveling up melee characters extremely painful because they have to literally walk up to a monster and actually hit them when every instinct in you is going to say shoot them at a distance with all your ranged characters. And you can't do that, so your clerics are going to have to level up the hard way. So you're going to have to essentially just kind of let them take a beating in order to level up, which is fine. I only have one cleric. Wizard, you don't need to worry about that. They've got their magic spells that will shoot at a distance and will be able to level them up. I suppose the cleric does have access to daggers, which can be thrown, but it's not really a good option. It's rather pricey, and daggers don't do a lot of damage. So anyway, so when we hit our stats, you can see our attribute line, then our hit points, then our hit point maximum. Every time you get level up, every time you get 100 experience points, you level up. You have to go back to Lord British, and he will grant you an additional 100 hit point maximum. He will not heal you in this game. Healing it could be done in a few towns, and it'll cost you 200 gold to get the healing. All right, now we're going to start with 150 gold, and we're going to be spending that on slings straight away. As you can see, with no experience, no gems, keys. Gems are used to observe the entire world map or the dungeon map. Keys unlock doors, surprisingly enough. Powders will stop time. Torches, which will light the dungeons. Dungeons are in first person, much like the first two Ultima games. In fact, much like the Quest of the Avatar as well. Okay, right now we have no weapon equipped. We have no armor equipped. However, we do have a weapon, a dagger, and then these hands. And in terms of armor, we have cloth and skin. So we're going to go ahead and put on the cloth armor for everybody. Armor is significantly more expensive. Oops, we don't need to ready. Actually, we do need to ready this weapon for Steely. All right, even though he's going to get a sling, so it's not a big deal. Okay, we need to wear our cloth armor. Armor is a little more expensive than weapons, so you won't be getting that right now. All right, so as you can see, we already have a little guy coming after us. We're not going to fight him yet. Let's go into town. We could go. Oh, let me go ahead. Well, I'll turn off the sound momentarily. This is all the sound you're going to get and all the music you're going to get. We're going to turn that off. So if you want to talk, all talking is done by the transact command. So T, who will transact. It doesn't, if you just talk, it doesn't matter. So there's the direction. Ho ho. All right. Very good. Fantastic. Okay. I need to see something real quick. Sorry, I was going to go quiet mode for a second. I'll make sure. I'm not sure I'm not sure. Where's my thumbnail? I think I got the wrong thumbnail up. Just have to give me a minute. Yep, that's not right thumbnail. Okay. Hang on a second. Just gonna go ahead and fix this thumbnail. Should have done this ahead of time, but well, I didn't. So you'll just have to forgive me. Go ahead and have a fight here. Alrighty. You know what? This will work. Let's pull up a little pause real quick. Let me take care of this. Take care of this little thumbnail problem. Very silly of me. Well, too bad. Alright. Yep. Okay, thumbnail. Change that thumbnail. Perfect. Okay, good. Save that. Alright, and very silly. Very silly of me, I know. Okay, sorry about that. Let's get back to it. I know, very unprofessional. So, let's have to deal with it. Alrighty. Because I don't have any slings or anything yet, we're just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Now, you have to kind of remember what all commands do what. And this is the music you get. Yeah. Sorry, and that's what it is. And the ship was destroyed, so apparently a pirate ship got absolutely wrecked. So we're going to search for gold. Now, you defeat a monster, it drops a chest. Inside the chest, going to be gold. Sometimes there will be traps. So I've turned off the sound because, well, you heard it. You heard the sounds. You're welcome. Not exactly a musical masterpiece. This is on the PC speaker. You know, we'll give this a. We need to give this a break. This is on the PC speaker. I mean, what are you gonna expect? All right. So one thing you're gonna notice right here is we're going to be buying slings for everyone that could use slings. The cleric we're going to buy a mace for. So Pal World and Steely going to get slings. We can't afford a bow yet. That's going to be a big upgrade for us. But we're going to be spending our money. We're going to be buying 50 food for everybody. Then we're going to be buying a mace for Healy and slings for Pal World and Steely. So let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to buy. Hope you remember what those letters were. There is a quiz on this, apparently. Okay. May it serve you well. Just gotta know to hit Q for quit. You're certainly not going to be told who's going to transact. The second person, the direction to. Now, this is interesting. When it asks for the direction, You got up, down, left, or right. You'll notice that this was done also in Dragon Quest, the original one for Famicom. Now on the NES, not so much. They actually programmed in facing, but on the original Dragon Quest, this was you when you hit talk, you had to say which direction it was. So if you're wondering why on earth they thought that was even a viable solution, well, now you're seeing it. And it makes more sense when you have a keyboard. Um, you have a full keyboard. I don't need to see the list. I remember we're buying a sling. Okay, now we're going to ready our. Now once you, an interesting thing. I'll show you this. I'll show you this. But let me ready the sling. Now I'm going to show you the stats for Steely. Now he had a dagger. He had a dagger in his hand. Now you see he also picked up a bunch of gold. Um, like I said, every treasure chest is going to either have. Every monster you defeat is going to have going to drop a treasure chest. That treasure chest is going to be filled with gold. Might be filled with a trap. The easiest way to open a trapped chest, you either have the thief open it, so you've got a chance to evade, or you have a priest, or you have a cleric, basically someone who can cast prayers. Use the what is ostensibly just the B spell. Spell B. Spell A is essentially a turn on dead, 0 MP cost. Spell B is a 5 MP spell that unlocks treasure chests, trap free, doesn't always work. Spell C is a 10 MP cost healing. But what's important here is, okay. All right, I've run into a bug where on occasion you visit if you sell, if you sell at a weapon shop, if you sell, it may unequip you. You always have to check afterwards. So we're going ready number 2. We're going ready the sling. Okay, so we have he's got his XP. He's got some XP there. We got a sling and cloth. All right, so we're going to transact with Healy. Healy doesn't need a list. We're going to buy a mace. Now if you play for a while, you will get used to the keyboard shortcuts. Whoops, the mace. Okay, you will get used to the keyboard shortcuts. If you didn't want to do this, I fully understand. The NES version is much nicer about literally all of this. I would fully, it's fine. It's, in fact, I would say it's the better experience than this. So, and you might say, well, why on earth are you playing this one? Well, this is the original. This is a 1983 game. I see the past. If you just wait around and don't do anything, you're gonna miss a tick. A tick in town or in a dungeon is not the same thing as a tick on the overworld. A tick in town is about maybe about a third, or in a dungeon is about a third of an overworld tick. An overworld tick, you will eat food, your poison will proc, and you'll gain a point of MP. An in town, like I said, an in town tick or a dungeon tick won't necessarily do that to you. Like I said, it seems like every third, and that's not precise either. It seems like every third. So, one thing you'll notice, your vision is obscured by terrain. So what obscures your terrain? Well, you could be obscured by mountains. You could also be obscured by deep forests. Now I'm heading here. This is the village of Yew. Now well, before I do that, I'm going to show you just kind of run around fighting monsters. Now, it's not a very profitable experience to just run around the overworld and fight monsters. As you can see, where the devil are all the monsters. Right? You're running around, and they basically don't activate until they're close to you. And we'll get to that. Now you also notice these numbers ticking by up top. Those are going to be our moon gates. Not really using them right now. You might see them as we move around, but also we have just circumnavigated. Oh, there was one right there in the corner. Blink and you miss it. But the moon gates are vital for moving around certain areas. So we've just now circumnavigated the entire world. We are now heading back to Lord British's castle. There it is. Oh, you see, that's a problem. It's kind of yeah. You might say, well, where the devil are all the monsters? Exactly. Their spawn rate is not as good as you want it to be, except in a dungeon. So there's a YOLO. If you're familiar with later, there's Guino. If you're familiar with later Ultima games, 4 and onward, up to 7, really. I mean, I guess technically they're in 9, but we're not talking about 9. At least up through 7, you'll end up with folk. You should recognize people like Yolo. Now here's going to be another guy. I think it's here. No. Exodus lies beyond the Silver Snake. That will make more sense later. Dupre laughs. Drink up. Yes, good old Dupre. You know, the one who gave his life for the Avatar, and then you know, in Ultima 9, you know, after having his soul consumed and destroyed, you know, he sacrificed himself to save literally all, not just the world of Britannia, not just Caesarea, but beyond the Serpent Isle, but also literally every world, everywhere, forever. After he did that, he did that, turning himself into essentially becoming part of the a reborn Order Serpent. You know, Ultima 9, he gets his life back somehow. Not at all a problem, but you know, we've all. If you're familiar with Ultima, you'll know that this is a problem, and you'll notice that this is also Caesarea, not Britannia, and that we've already gone all the way around. So where are all the monsters? I don't bloody know. I could use gems to find out, but gems are expensive. I'll bet you I know. Bet you they're hiding on some of these islands that are just kind of in the off in the well, they're islands. You can't get to them. So yeah, you can see this island right here. Can't get to that. This will be a dungeon that we don't really want to do right now. Any kind of random encounter. Hey, there's a guy. But you see how much I had to wander around to get. Oh, and now there's 2 guys. Okay, so we're up against some trolls. All right. So because I have a sling, I could sit there and shoot at a distance. Now my wizard can cast and you'll notice that the game moves way faster when you aren't when the sound's off. The sound slows the game down. So I'm going to cast Open Chest with Pal World, and Pal picks up the 54. Now money is not split up beyond the whole group. That money goes just to the person who opened the door. Opened the chest. So bear that in mind. I'm supposed to be able to kill trolls and orcs and goblins, but oops. Yeah, so he didn't have a weapon equipped, so he attacked with his hands. Okay. Go just hit him with magic. So we're just taking swings, taking swings. And cleric is oops. Cleric's taking a little bit of a beating. Not much though. It should be okay. Fighting trolls. If only it were that easy in real life, right? Alright, see, got hit with an acid trap, but he picked up a sling. And what's nice is weapons will sell for their full value. So we're a little hurt, so we're going to cast a healing spell on Steely, and we're going to cast a healing spell on Healy. Okay, we got a city here, and that's going to be gray, and that's going to have our Thieves Guild. That's where we're going to find our keys. Keys will not open chests. You do not need keys to open chests. That's where we're going to find our keys, gems, torches, etc. We're going to need to go there before we delve into our dungeons. Oh, run into some more trolls. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reordering the party. Well, the paladin's just basically flexing. Well, I'm going to be reordering the party. I'm going to be putting the cleric in the front row to make their lives a little easier. Oh, see, this is why. Oh, we got hit with a bomb trap. Bomb traps are really bad. They cause damage to the entire party. And it is not good times. Alright, Healy, so Steely's the worst off. Now we are going to heal slowly over time, but I want to modify the order of the party, and you might think O is order, but no, O will modify the order. No, O gives you the opportunity to type in a command, also called order. So we're going to swap out Healy and Steely. So I'm going to hit O. Other command, whose action? So say him, and we could have him dig right here. And no effect. Of course not. There's nothing here. However, I know where the exotics are. You need a pirate ship to get them. But that's fine for right now. But either way, you can see we've eaten through a lot of our food. And we have not picked up a lot of... gold. So, like, as you can see, we're a money-losing operation. So what do you do? What do you do? We could fight anyone. If we attack anyone in town, though, guards will get us. With one small exception. Welcome to you, otherwise known as the place where you're going to actually level grind. So here's a cleric. He's a very happy guy. Be a shame if I beat the crap out of him. Alright. So we're gonna let Healy now they hit like a friggin' truck. So we're just gonna let the cleric take care of this. So I'm gonna have the paladin walk up next to him and hopefully take some hits. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We're gonna let our paladin kill this guy, just so that way he'll get the XP. Or she'll get the XP, I don't remember. Yep. Alright, so 6 XP. It's good experience. And they drop a chest. Now, you do this in any other town, you are going to get jumped by the guards. So this is something you can only do here. Only safe to do this here. However, as you just saw, they do give good XP. So we're going to be taking advantage of that. And our wizard just got the kill. Alright, look at that. 20 gold and a dagger. Now, and you'll notice that there's a bunch of people to kill, and it doesn't cost as much food to go get them. The only problem is you're only going to run into one at a time. That's the only problem. But that being said, it's, slow and steady wins the race, right? And so this is going to be quite a bit of the game. Now we can talk about the tactical combat a bit, since we're going to be here. A little while. And notice, hey, our cleric got the kill. You'll know, which is good because, like I said, leveling, grinding up grinding up the cleric is a real pain in the butt. Okay, cast by who? And who's gonna heal? Gonna heal our wizard. It's okay. We'll be healing other people. Have the cleric cast the spell to open up the chest. The wizard's the only one that is not going to be interacting with the chests at all. No spells to open chests, and no ability to dodge a trap. There is, of course, the magic thief. That is going to see our magic thief is going to be known as the Lark. No. Our Lark is our magic fighter. Sorry, is our fighter mage. Which one is it? It's the alchemist. That's our magic. Our mage thief. The alchemist. They actually can do a certain amount of disarming traps. Our wizard has absolutely no opportunity. However, the alchemist only has 50%. Their MP is capped at 50% of their intelligence. So it'll be just like how our paladin is currently operating. So we're going to be avoiding that. I don't really want to. That's why it's generally better to stick to at least for your magic. At least for your casters, you want to have them pure, so to speak. And our wizard's gonna kill him. Yep, there it is. You want your wizards to, you want your wizard and cleric to be full wizard and full cleric. Just that way you have you will get your 99 MP, which is important. So at the start of the, and by the way, I'm sorry, there's flashing light warning. I need to put that on there. Hang on a second. There we go. There's nothing I can do about the flashing lights. This is a game that existed long before epilepsy was a through video games was something that was known about. These days you would not see something like this, but I'm sorry. There's nothing I could do about this. There's a bunch of NES games that do the same thing. And when people talk about difficulty and accessibility, this is actually a really good example. Difficulty and accessibility is not the same thing. In this case, this would be a accessibility problem. Hey, there we go. Cleric finally killed him. Where someone playing this game would have a problem playing because of they physically couldn't do like the nature of the graphics and such prevent them from actually playing. It doesn't matter how skilled they are; they will never be able to get around that issue. If they have epilepsy. So an accessibility option would be to remove that. It doesn't make the game any more or less difficult. Difficulty, on the other hand, is your ability to do the thing, whatever it might be. To learn the pattern, to execute the commands, to know what to do. To be able to formulate a strategy to do whatever it is. That is difficulty. Two totally different things, in my opinion, anyway. But indeed, it would be a good accessibility option to be able to turn the flashing lights off. Unfortunately, there is no way to do that. And I'm sorry. I can't even keep it to a minimum. Every time you cast a spell, it's going to do that. And there's no way to prevent it. I believe the NES version is exactly the same way. In fact, if you've ever played Dragon Warrior 1, anytime you cast a spell, you will get the same kind of flashing effects. I mean, at least this one is only a single strobe and not a multiple strobe. I don't think that matters much. It depends on the person. It's still unfortunate. Something that doesn't make me exceptionally happy, but, well, once again, there's nothing I can do outside of not play this. But yeah, I want to play this. And I think, so many times in these in Ultima retrospectives, you will see NES play, and you will see very, very short clips of this game being played, specifically this version of the game being played, and I think that does a disservice. There's a lot going on in this old game. Game from '83. It's an old game. But and so we've gone through this town twice already, and we've picked up so much gold. We've picked up so much gold. We've gotten a lot of experience. Like, there's a reason people do this. Now, very interestingly, Richard Garriott was not a big fan of people doing this. I don't know if he considered it cheating. I mean, definitely it's a bit immoral, running around killing innocent townsfolk again and again. And what's nice is every time you leave, they respawn. So, yeah, he wasn't a big fan of that. So that's why Ultima 4 is how it is. So it's very interesting that people taking advantage of... Oh, actually, I could throw out a healing spell. Very interesting, people taking advantage of a little quirk that was programmed in. Inspired one of the best games of all time. Or at least, the implications of what was programmed in. That, hey, here's your chance to, hey, you're going to level up. Well, okay, you're going to kill a whole lot of dudes. Now, if I had left the volume on, of course, it would leave that flashing a lot longer, which you saw earlier on. Once again, not precisely what I would like, but I mean, this is the age of the game. At one point in time, this was dang it, Steely got hit with the acid trap. Actually, acid trap's not the bad one. It's the bomb trap that you want to stay away from. Okay, we're going back in. And this is the grind. This is it. Welcome to the grind. I mean, it doesn't look that interesting, but we'll be getting level up soon. We'll be leveling up soon. I'll let the cleric get the kill. Whoops, should have casted the spell. I didn't. Got lucky, though. If that had been a bomb trap, that would have wrecked us. been really bad. Now there are more clerics hidden amongst these woods and such, but the fastest way is to kill that one and then take care of these 8 and then leave town. That's kind of your fastest way of doing this. I just find it interesting that these guys always respawn. I gotta be careful. Don't want to get killed. Can't afford a res right now. At least I don't think I can. Oops. Turn that volume on. Yeah, you'll see that, like I said, there's this big tactical element to this game. Not really one you see these days. I mean, not really. Or really one you saw at the time. Sorry, you do see these days. But but do you though? Do you see it like this? How many actual RPGs are you playing where you have this kind of a tactical combat that's not specifically set up to be this big tactical combat scenario? See, I'm kind of low on the old hit points. Kind of don't want to risk the bomb trap. Oh my goodness! All right, you know what? Let's take the gold. We'll just chance it. Thief could usually avoid it. How often do you see this sort of tactical combat these days? That doesn't really try to, I guess you say, kind of complicate things. So it should get him. Oh no, wizard doesn't. All right. There we go. Yeah, I knew the cleric was going to take him out at that point. All right, how much gold do we have currently? Now you see we got 800 gold on our paladin already. Pretty good gold. But we're still leveling up. Got pretty good gold. Now we're not going to be using that axe, so we're not. In fact, I'm tempted to head back and go get him a bow. I'm going to save up a little bit more because I'd rather get the advanced bow. Which I believe you could get from Dawn. Alrighty, so good money there. Which money on this guy? Yeah, it's like 500. Now the thief could go get a bow. 300 on them. Now remember, our wizard is not picking up any money, so they're going to have to be handed the cash that they need to even equip his weapon. No real surprise though. He's been doing just fine with his magic. Really want to get the cleric some XP. They are so difficult. Whoops. Nope. That was a waste of 5 MP. It doesn't really matter. Yep, as in much in the way of Final Fantasy 1, you can absolutely waste your spells, waste your attacks. I said you don't see this kind of like like a party like this. A few people, and then you get to you know brief tactical engagements. Let's call it that. You typically see. Typically see if you're going to have tactics, you're going to see kind of it's going to be more central to the game, I guess. Not here, not here. You're going to see. You know, I guess where the entire focus is tactical combat. You don't see that here. Like, tactical combat is important, but oh boy, you are not doing good. There we go. Jeez. Pallies. Uh-oh. Found him. Found another one. Let's go beat him up. But I'm thinking, of games like Final Fantasy Tactics or something like that, where you're really seeing, the real focus is on the tactical combat. You're going from kind of one enormous tactical engagement, one set piece to another. Oh, dang it. There we go. You're going from one set piece to another, but you're not really. Oh, see, trap evaded. That's good news. That's why a thief is allowed to open up treasure chests. And what's interesting is when we clear that 100 XP mark, it will show their level as advanced, but they don't get the additional hit points until they actually go visit Lord British. Which, I don't know, I just find that interesting. Oh my goodness. I don't know who the devil is going to kill him. I knew somebody had to. Oh, dang it. Steely, quit getting hit with acid traps. But yeah. So, there's not that many games where you have these repeated brief tactical engagements. Just circling around, beating up clerics. You might say, that's not something Avatar would do. Well, Avatar's not here yet, so he can just quit being. He could just leave his judgment right at home, as far as I'm concerned. I don't see no Avatar here. You see an Avatar here? I see four Billy badasses running around going ham. Killing clerics, stealing loot. That's what I'm seeing. Oh shoot, our wizard's out of juice. Oh dear. That's not good. There we go, now he's got some juice. And Thief steals the kill. That's appropriate. Heal up our cleric. Pass a couple of times. Get a little gold. Get a very little gold. Okay, we got 900 gold on the fighter and the paladin. 300 gold on the cleric. I've got 600 gold on the thief. So let's get how much gold on the fighter? Got 900. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just... Oops.